no, that's no good. It just doesn't, serve my purpose. And I got a reputation.
Ben and Mahogany were by far one of the weirdest 90 Day Fiancé couples ever, and everything came crashing down for them when all their lies and scandals were revealed, and well, they just announced some bizarre news and you're never going to believe what it is. So Ben and Mahogany have been the talk of a lot of discussions lately, not just because of their really controversial and kind of complicated relationship, but for something different. In a shocking video that they posted online, Ben just revealed that he and Mahogany are engaged. This is great news for them, obviously, but that doesn't change the fact that it's really shocking for the rest of us. So starting with how no one really expected their relationship to get this far, since it was built on a lot of dishonesty on Mahogany's part, with her, faking her age and constantly refusing to meet Ben even when he flew to Peru to see her. But then they stunned everyone by confirming that despite everything, they're still going on strong, and now they're engaged to be married. And even Ben himself admitted that no one believed in him and Mahogany or even thought they'd get this far. And now that I think about it, does that even matter to anyone? Because their union was even blessed by Mahogany's dad, so it seems like they're really in it for the long haul. But going all the way is a lot easier said than done, and for Ben and Mahogany, it seems like their case is even more difficult than others. If you're wondering why, it's probably because all the red flags that both Ben and Mahogany have chosen to ignore in their relationship. Ben and Mahogany claimed that they started their joint YouTube channel to fill in the blanks that their TLC storyline had, but if we're all being honest with ourselves here, those blanks aren't going to get filled in easy. And the crazy thing is, so far, they haven't really done much to fill in any blanks. If anything, they've even created more gaps in their story, because during their time on 90 Day Fiancé, Ben and Mahogany appeared like they couldn't stand each other at all, and while on the show, Mahogany seemed visibly repulsed whenever Ben touched her, and sometimes she even cringed because of it, and she always looked like she couldn't wait to get far away from him every single time. And now all of a sudden they're in love with each other, and they're so eager to share their love online, and this has obviously left so many people in disbelief, myself included, because the Ben and Mahogany we're seeing now is the exact opposite of the Ben and Mahogany that we saw on Before the 90 Days. So you definitely have to wonder, what is really going on here? So my take is that they're trying to book themselves a spot on season 6 of 90 Day Fiancé Before the 90 Days so they can get more attention. But this is just a theory, so we all have to kind of wait and find out what Ben and Mahogany really have in store for us. But the next red flag, which I have to say is the most obvious in Ben and Mahogany's relationship, is the fact that Mahogany is never honest with Ben, and from the start of their relationship, she's always kept one secret or the other from him. And what's so crazy is that no one even understands why. And honestly speaking, if I wanted to talk about the extremely long list of things Mahogany has kept from Ben, we're probably never going to hear the end of it. I mean, she lied to Ben about where she lived and showed him an Airbnb with bunk beds and a surfboard, claiming that it was her apartment. And if that wasn't insane enough, she abandoned him at a hotel just because she wasn't sure of him. And let's not even talk about the fact that she catfished him. And Mahogany has more or less tried every lie in the book, and still Ben has chosen to ignore everything that she's done. I mean, can you guys believe this? And I mean, this really makes no sense to me, and it brings me back to the point that they're probably faking their engagement just so they can get more attention from us, and not to mention that Mahogany might just be using him to get a free ticket to the United States, but that might not end up happening because Ben isn't as honest as he tries to make himself out to be. And apparently, Ben might not even have any money of his own to sponsor Mahogany's trip or even cover for the both of them. And if you think about it, it kind of makes sense. Both Ben and Mahogany might be looking for a way to get a spot on 90 Day Fiancé for their own separate reasons. Mahogany probably just wants to live in the United States and get her green card, while Ben, on the other hand, might just want to make the money from the show. And I mean, it's no secret that Ben is jobless since he lost his job at the Michigan Lupus Foundation because of some legal issues he had. And I have to say, I'm pretty sure I'm not the only one that thinks this story is very suspicious, but according to him, way back in September of 2020, he went to help a homeless couple living at Red Roof Inn, and they put something in the cup of wine that they offered him, and in his words, he stupidly accepted the drink. And now this is where it gets interesting, because apparently after Ben had left the Red Roof Inn, he felt so tired and decided to get himself a hotel room where he stayed for the next 24 hours. And then the next day after that, when he tried to drive, he ended up hitting a curb and disabled his car and got arrested by the police because they found some stuff in his system. And I mean, if he felt so tired and, suspected that the homeless couple had spiked his drink, why didn't he just wait it out? And his story just keeps getting worse from there, because even after doing his community service, going for counseling, and taking random tests, he still violated his probation and got arrested again. And now, according to him, it was the second arrest that ultimately led him to losing his job at the Michigan Lupus Foundation. And with everything that has happened with both Ben and Mahogany, it's not really hard to see why everyone's skeptical about their relationship. And I mean, when you really think about it, I don't think they can blame any of us for not thinking that they would last. They both have so many inconsistencies in their story, it's almost impossible to even try and ignore everything, but somehow they've actually managed to always get what they want. And now there are a lot of rumors going around that they might actually return to 90 Day Fiance before the 90 Days Season 6, and some pictures of both Ben and Mahogany with a camera crew were leaked online, and apparently they were spotted in Peru with a camera crew and some security. Now, although they weren't, particularly cuddly with themselves, they looked like they were just actually out on a date. And so I think this means that Ben and Mahogany might be making their 90 Day Fiance return much sooner than we expected, and now some people are actually eager to watch them return to the show, and other people not so much. I honestly don't know if I actually want to see them or not, but I am curious as to what their storyline might end up being this time around. So do you guys actually think that they're, for real this time around, or do you think that they are just looking for some attention? Guys, let me know what your thoughts are in the comments, and like always, if you enjoyed this video, do me a huge favor at that like, follow, share, subscribe button, and y'all better stay tuned for many more videos.